Hello, my crafty friends. Today I am sharing the card or project I made for Karen Burniston's new release. This is a December release and it's a blog hop, so I will have the next person in the hop both in the description box below and on my blog. I have a coordinating blog post that will also be in the description box below. It's fun to hop along, see what everybody came up with for the challenge. As I said, we're featuring the new release. There'll be lots of inspiration, and leaving a comment means you can be entered into a chance to win a prize from Karen Burniston's website. And make sure that if you are leaving a comment that there's also some way for me to get a hold of you if you are one of the names that are drawn. If you leave a comment both on my blog and here on YouTube, that counts as 2 entries towards the prize. So here's my card. It's different for me, and there's a couple of things I will do differently the next time, so I thought I would just share all of those with you now, and in case you are inspired to make a card that's similar to that. I'm going to show you the card and then go into some of the details. So this is a hexagon shaped card, but it's actually also a starburst card. So there are 5 different panels. So I'm calling this a book lover's Christmas card. We have the new bookworm wearing a Santa hat and reading a Christmas book, and the snowflake pops up and down. The next page is where we can sign our name on that little ornament there. There's another stack of books and a stocking filled with 2 books and a candy cane. Here is another additional pop-up made with the new Hexagon's crosshatch and a couple more books and some snowflakes. Here's a little bear holding a book and another stack of books, some snowflakes and a glittery heart. And then the Merry Christmas, which is only attached at the outer edge, so it sort of pops up as well. So this is a card that stands on its own for display, and I'm just going to show you some of the supplies that I used now. Of course, my card started with the pattern paper. This is, I'm pretty sure this was a free with purchase from scrapbook.com, but I don't remember when. It could have been last year, it could have been 2 or 3 years ago. It's from Cartabella, and the papers are double-sided, and I'm having lots of fun using that, and I'm well over half done that paper pad since I started playing with it, which, if you follow me, you know that makes me very happy. And when we're doing a blog hop, the design team kind of gets together and decides what we're going to use, so we can each use something new, but hopefully throughout the hop show you a bunch of the new release. So I said I would work with the Hexagon's crosshatch and the bookworm. So here's the bookworm here. Oh my goodness. It's not a Christmas set at all, but oh, that bookworm is adorable. There are the books. There's another book. You can put glasses on the bookworm, and the design team have been sharing sneak peeks, and they're in love with this as well. And I'm sure you've probably already seen some really cute cards made with this new bookworm. And then of course the Hexagon's crosshatch. So those were the 2 that I said I was going to work with. I also used the Merry Christmas. Now there is an additional die, the Merry Christmas Shadow. I didn't use that on this one. I just used the Merry Christmas. And then the Holiday Charms, that's where I got the snowflake, the candy cane, the bear, and the stocking. Get a lot of use out of that one. And finally, mini pops. I think it was the smallest arm is what I used for my card. Let's find these hexagons again. I wanted a flat bottomed card because I knew I was going to do this kind of starburst, and I don't think it would work as well if the points were down. The other reason I did it flat bottomed is then it fits in that A2 envelope. So that's why I chose the flat bottom. And oh, I'm sorry, my dog's barking. I even gave them Kong so I could do this in peace, but he's getting old and he doesn't hear very well. And unfortunately, I don't think he hears himself bark anymore. So that's fun. Back to this, I did 5 panels. Now, I don't know, maybe 6 would be okay. And it would be really cool to do it as an hanging ornament. So all you do to make these is you take your shape, and I took the second one and folded it in half. So I did that with 5 papers, and then you glue the left side of this one to the right side of this one, and then you continue all the way around. Now before you seal it off, you could add a bookmark tassel and So you'd have a tassel at the bottom and then a loop at the top and then closed it up. Then it would be a cute little hanging ornament. As I said, you could do more than the 5 pages, and you could use different pop-ups or not pop them up at all. I wasn't too worried about them extending over the edge of the card when the card is open, because I really like the mini pops, so I wanted to use those. But you could do a simple box pop-up with, just off the top of my head, in the street lantern pop-up that you could use to just kind of pop them up. But I do like the movement you get with the mini pops. And so there's the snowflake, and it's the same snowflake on either side here, just cut from a rainbow holographic cardstock. And then after die cutting the snowflake, I just cut it in half and added part to each one here. I forgot to bring this die set over. It's, I think, the winter animals. When I'm editing the video, I will put the name of that die set on the top, but I chose that Santa hat to make my little bookworm into a Christmas bookworm, and then die cut the book cover out of a scrap of the pattern paper. So for this page, there's the books, and then of course the ornament, and that's one of the fall away pieces from the snowflakes. So I added that onto the little stocking, did some gel pen highlights. Here's one of the smaller cross hatches, and I cut it in half, and then where the corners end up, I made another score line and added that in. So it's got some movement to it, and you could spread it out more. There's a couple of different things you can do with that, and I think that would be fun. Here's the little bear holding the book, some more of the snowflakes, some stacked books, and a heart from the Hearts cross hatch. And then I added stickles to make it shiny. And then there's the Merry Christmas. Now, I'm not overly happy with this, but I know I can't get it off without ripping it. And this was the last piece of the Santa paper. So I didn't have any more of the red paper that I could use, and I liked the red in between these two prints here. So I'm just going with it. But if I was doing it again, I would lay it down flat. So I scored it in the center where the S and the T meet, and then a score line straight up that R, and I folded it in half and then added glue just on the outside part of the A and the S, here on the C and the tall part of the H, and then part of the M. And I glued those down, and it scored fine, and that was great, and it stayed inside the card. That was good. But when I opened it up, it looked like it could actually tear if I spread it open all the way. Like all of these open completely flat, but that Merry Christmas one does not. So if I was doing it again, I would kind of press it into the fold and then glue it in. I would glue it in the same areas, but I would just have it right in the fold versus on the edge of the hexagon, and then I don't know, I'm scared it's going to tear. I did cut it again and slide some pieces in behind, hoping that would stabilize it a little bit. And it actually has done that job. But if I was doing it again, I would do it so that it could open completely flat. So that's my project. I chose to use the crosshatch hexagon, but you could use the straight edge if you wanted one that was a little bit bigger. I just love the detail of the crosshatch. And then the mini pops. It's one of those die sets that just kind of flies under the radar, but it has, is it 4 different dies in it that you can use to make pop-ups. So this is a spiral, and you can see that that's used on the packaging there. There's a mini pop on either side of the pop-up that you can use to cut into a panel. So it's a very versatile set, and the arms on it, honestly, I used those quite a bit in my card creating. So if you enjoyed my video today, please give the video a thumbs up, subscribe to see more, and make sure you hop along and leave comments so you can see what the rest of the design team has come up with for this new release blog hop by Karen Burniston. That's it for me today.